Hey everyone, how are you? This is Ron Couming coming to you live today from the Success Secrets Revealed live stream show. And we brought this show to you basically to help business owners and entrepreneurs navigate some of the pitfalls and avoid them that naturally that they will go through. So we're bringing on people who have had tremendous success in multiple different areas in careers and bringing them on. And we're going to talk about how they accomplished what they accomplished and things that you can do. And they're going to give us actionable tips and maybe some handouts at the end. So stay tuned. I mean, you're really going to get some great information. Two things before I introduce today's guest, who's a rock star. It's Millionaire Maker herself, Loral Langemeier, is I want to introduce our sponsor. That's RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients using various internet marketing techniques and methods. At the end of the day, you can have the best product, best service, best pricing, but if people can't find you, they can't hire you, right? So with that said, because we got to pay the bills, I want to bring on our amazing guest today. We've been so blessed this last week, and today is just, adding to that with the people we've had that have come on. And today we have, again, like I said, it's Loral Langemeier. She's known as the Millionaire Maker, but I'm going to read a little bio from her, and then she can come on and tell us more about her. As the CEO of Live Out Loud Inc., Loral Langemeier's life purpose is to launch successfully fulfilled entrepreneur millionaires who run businesses that make a difference in the world. Laura herself became a millionaire as a single mother at the age of 34 and believes that financial success is available to everyone. Laurel has been involved in multiple areas of finance, including mentoring and coaching, real estate investment, business acquisition, development, gas and oil, and much, much more since 1996. Please help me welcome Loral Langemeier.
Well, hello, how are you?
Yay!
Great time, huh?
Yeah, thanks so much. I'm gonna pull you over here. Your bio was brief. It was to the point. It was excellent. But can you tell us and the listeners a little bit more about who you are and where you came from, and how you've accomplished tremendous success?
Absolutely. So I grew up on a farm in Nebraska. At 17, got the book Think and Grow Rich, got totally engaged in studying millionaires, and not like from a personal development, going run around the seminars. Like my first mentor at 17, I walked into a bank and I said, I want to understand how banks work. So that was my first mentor, president of a bank. And every year since I was 17, which is just a few years ago, I have had mentors. I can't imagine what you have to learn with money and business and not have a coach. If you think about all the people that you have from nutrition to weight loss and whatever you've done to have a coach, and no one's navigating you through money. So early on, Ron, I studied millionaires. I created the Millionaire Maker system. I have a millionaire matrix, which I'll give all the guests on how do you become a millionaire. It is highly documented. It's not my way. It's the way. Like for centuries, people have become millionaires and made money and worked inside economies that go up and down. And no one's really documented it well and then teach it. So that's what I've committed to. So 1996, I met Robert Kiyosaki, Sharon Lechter, probably another big benchmark. Actually put the cash flow game on the map with them. And then 2001-ish, started Live Out Loud, and now we are under the branding of Integrated Wealth. AskLoral.com is one of our famous sites because you can ask me any question. So it's just been this journey, Ron, of teaching people how to, make money. And this time right now with COVID and what's going on, we are more active than ever before because there's so much misinformation, and I'm dispelling a lot of crap that is not true and not going to work in the way people have been taught about money and business.
I love it. And I love the fact that you talked about right out of the gate, you went and got some great mentors and coaching. Now, there's a big difference between seeking counsel and seeking advice. Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yeah. So, so in the finance world, a lot of people, they'll look to somebody like a lawyer, an accountant, financial planner, or, a financial institute to go get advice. And the truth is you have to think, do you really want the people working there that probably make as much as you managing your money under some structure or system? Or do you want to start learning what you want to do with your money? And the wealthiest people that I know, as I've studied wealthy people, they own real estate directly. They own gas and oil directly. They own what's called off Wall Street assets. They own the street. Now, there has never in the history of our life been a more indiscriminate time to buy assets. So like, you got to look around your community and say, is the restaurant that went down, like all these businesses are closed. Who's coming back up? And this time you have an opportunity if you've actually organized your cash right and organized, an opportunity. I mean, I know just firsthand, Ron, vehicle dealerships that are going down. I know franchises that are going down, hair salons, restaurants, you name it. It is an indiscriminate time. I mean, cannabis businesses in multiple states are like calling and saying, hey, can you help with financing, or can you just buy us? So right now, if you ever wanted to be a shark on Shark Tank, skip the TV. You can buy damn near anything in the streets right now. So it is such a great time to transfer wealth. And if you don't know the basics about money, people will stand by and just let this go by them again. This is a very short window. I say we've have about 9 months to a year to recreate your financial life. And it is very serious, Ron. And I think so many people are just on vacation right now. Sharon Lecter and I talked yesterday, Ron, and you know her well. And she's like, yeah, they're drifting. Like, oh, I'm laid off and I got unemployment, so I'm fine. So don't be those people that are just going to whine and cry when this whole thing goes by them. And they'll be like, because, 2008, 9, and 10, we had 3 years to get through this. It's not going to be like that. Like the economy was thriving before this, and it's going to thrive again. It's just going to have a bunch of new owners.
Yep. And I love it. And especially when you bring up 2008, 2008 encompassed, it was very traumatic for a lot of people, but the vast majority of people was like real estate related and automobile related and people who service those industries. Yeah. This setback right now is almost worldwide in almost every industry across the board. This is like almost, not to be dramatic, but a complete annihilation and an opportunity to just rewrite the slate. So I love it when you're talking about, what places aren't coming up, what places, Bill A, I won't give his last name, but he invested $20 million and made $2 billion in 2 days, right? So, he didn't create the opportunity. He didn't take from anybody, but he saw it and he invested in it. So there are many opportunities. You can see it as a crisis or you can see it as an opportunity. If you get your mindset right, and very importantly, like I believe you were mentioning, is about having your money right. So if you have your money right on a consistent basis, when something like this happens, not only does it provide protection for you and your family, but it gives you enough capital to capitalize on situations when they come about. Now, you didn't create them, you're not taking advantage of them, but hey, they're there, right? So why shouldn't you and your family and the people you care about benefit from them? Am I correct in all that?
You are correct. So here's the challenge. And it's why, when this all happened, I was actually at a live event. I think the last time, I don't know that you were in Houston. So I was in Houston March 7th was my last travel. And then I went straight into a live event in Reno. So I had a whole room full of people, started on Wednesday night. And by Friday, the market was like heading south. I had leading economists calling into our show because I do everything just in time. I'm kind of known for that. I'm not going to stay to a script. The script had to go out the window. We have a new time. By Friday, when my live event ended, I only had like 18, 19 people because everyone was scrambling, going, "Oh my God, what do I do?" By the March 17th, the lowest the market had ever hit, which is the greatest correction. We were already live broadcasting because right now, Ron, so many people were taught and still live by this old model of get a job, maximize your 401k, and don't stay out of debt. Nothing, that doesn't even exist. You're 22 million people unemployed. I don't know what the unemployment official numbers are, people collecting. But again, they're just hanging on vacation, or they should be learning to make money. Take this time, learn how to be an entrepreneur. You say, well, I don't want a big business. I'm not asking you to have a big business. Ron, I'm going to give all your listeners this book because it's so relevant. Put more cash in your pocket. And it teaches you how to have that 21st century lemonade stand from your home. How do you make an extra couple thousand a month? I just did this show. I just did an event, which I'm going to offer to your listeners. They can come if they want. It's, but we literally had people make money. We are north of I think the group, one woman's made over $4,000. She did that in 48 hours. And she had never made money online before, or just made money. So I teach people how to make money, because right now you can't think that a job's your only way. A 401k, it's blown. Like, again, a financial institute just let it drop 30-something%. If you were in my world with my, resources, I lost 2.8%. So a lot of you don't know how to protect what you have because you have the wrong team. And then debt, are you kidding? Debt is so cheap. Money's so cheap. If you know what you're doing right now, you're going to go into enormous cheap debt, good debt, to buy assets, to ride this out and have the greatest net worth on the other side of it. And you know what's sad, Ron, is people hear me talking, and they say, that's a great idea. And then you go back to a Netflix original. It's like, come on. Like, I am so passionate about helping people who need help.
I had to cut in because that is so true. It is, I don't want to say this, people in my life that are exactly like that, doing that as we speak. I mean, yeah.
Ron, most people have a car that's more expensive than the little tiny cushion that I might ask to, like, for you to get educated. Like, it is crazy. And you know what's going to be interesting? And I mark my words. So I have two sayings right now. Is one, it's an indiscriminate crash. It is indiscriminate. You could be a millennial, you could be old. I don't care what color, race. I don't care where you are in the world. Everyone's affected, and every asset class is affected because everything's shut down. So it's totally indiscriminate. And you say, well, but I don't have the money. Well, then go find it. I mean, there is no excuse in this time for people to have, they can't even say, well, I have to run my kids to soccer. You can't do anything but learn right now.
Yeah. And I love how you're saying about how money is so cheap. You can literally get like, $10, $15, $20,000, what is it called? A cash transfer or a balance transfer. And they'll put that money directly in your account for 1 or 2, maximum 3% if you got, a bad credit card, right? So you're looking at 2%. If you're getting 20 grand, that's $400, and you got that 20 grand to make money on to use for whatever you want for 12 to 15 months, depending upon your rate, right? And you just pay them back. It's $400. So if you make $500 on that money, you made 25% profit. I mean, are you kidding me? So what if you take that 20 and you make 5,000? Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't really be doubling it, but some people can't wrap their mind around it. So when we talk to them about, okay, so you take 20,000, can you make 1,000 off that? That's 150% profit. It costs you 400, right? So, I mean, you're right. The money is so cheap. When people just start to understand how things work, man, it's tremendous.
But Ron, the big problem is most people, don't know money very well, right? And they see debt as debt, which is bad, versus exactly to that point. If you took $20,000 and you found a deal, a real estate project, a private note, whatever you want to do, there's lots of choices right now. But that's really the problem, is people don't know how to find a deal and don't know how to paper the deal. So they might have 20, but they're going to let the opportunities go by because they don't know how to go look, right? And they don't know how to evaluate. And that's where, a lot of, like, my wealth cycle book, read it thoroughly. I'll tell you, like, it's not difficult. You just don't know it. It'd be like saying, oh, well, we're all going to go to, Italy and you have to speak Italian. It's like, what we're talking about is a great idea, but people don't get the translation of how to make it happen. See, I would go broader and say, okay, for 20, let's just say you have 20 grand and you're paying 3% on it. What if you could go find a deal for 12%? And that 9% is what's called an arbitrage. The banks do it all the time to you, by the way. When you deposit money into a bank, you get nothing. They actually charge you fees. You're paying them to the bank.
It's crazy. And then they put your money out and make money on it, and they charge you for giving them the money that they're going to make money on.
Why can't you be that? Why can't you be that is what I teach you. Is like, get your head out of the sand and move. And the other thing, Ron, I got to say about people and their money behavior is this stimulus package. I don't know if it's going to do that much for people because they're so uneducated. Most people will say, oh, good, I can go buy a big screen TV. I can go buy that extra piece of whatever, doodad that I need. And they won't know how to put it to work, and they won't use it to right size their life or redesign. Sharon Lechter, like, I think she's like my financial mom. We were on a broadcast together yesterday, and we were just talking about how sad it is that people are going to get their $1,200, their $2,000, and they'll spend it like a lottery ticket. Yep. The chances of any of those people using it, because if you use it, and I'll just give a great tip, use it and put it into a financial institute where you do have potential credit. Then you actually have a bigger balance to then call the bank and say, look, I have a bigger balance. Can I have more credit? Can I have a bigger line with less interest so I can have access to more money so I can go find deals? And right now, the deals are like the markets. I shouldn't say the market's over. But the market's crashed and it's already come back up a lot. It's going to have some variations. Obviously, gas and oils. I mean, there's several places that are really, really good. Real estate, people who can't hang on, they're falling out. But I can tell you Q3 and 4 is when real estate will be on much better sale. Businesses haven't even started to fall out because no one's really said they can all go back. So like, I know restaurants though, for sure. I mean, I've already had I'm getting clients. Like I've had restaurants, I have an airline, I have a private airline. I've got all sorts of new clients saying, should we even come back? And if we do come back, what should we look like? And I think a lot of people need some mentoring and coaching and some real help to make some real strategy decisions now. Because why go like one of the restaurants, there's some mom and pop. And it's not like a big experience when you go in, but that's good food. Why level up again to have all that overhead when you have enough of a delivery service to kind of keep the ball rolling for a while, right? So why do it? In their case, I'd say don't. In fact, we're kind of making that decision over the weekend, beginning of the week, and don't. And then what's it going to look like if they don't? And so like, that's who I am to a lot of people, is that strategist, the person that has some brains, has a hell of a lot of experience. I have a financial team. I have an accounting team. I have 28 financial amazing people that they're going to give you some real clues, real strategies. Like, should you come back?
Yeah, and that's huge too, because with you and your team, not only you have all the experience and you have all that, but you're also mentally and emotionally detached. So you can be objective. Somebody who owns the business, a lot of the times they're so emotionally attached to the outcome that they, the day-to-day, and they're also so involved in the day-to-day that they're not actually working on their business because they're so caught up working in their business. And I know for a fact, I've gone to your events. It was even like 3 or 4 years ago. One of the first events I went to in New York. It was great because I got to go to Times Square and everything else, right? Your event was up in Queens, right? And it was so funny because I had to take a picture of the train station because I didn't want to get lost. So I took a picture of it, and it was the red 7 line, right? So I took a picture. New York is huge. When people tell you it's huge, I don't think people really understand it is huge, right? But anyhow, so when I was at your event and you talk about how people make money in the room, I made over $17,000 in the room that weekend, right? And and other people made more than me, and some other people made less than I. But just about, I don't know anybody who went to that event who didn't make money in the room. So I think it was like $750 to go, and then it was you could bring somebody else. So it was $375 each. Plus whatever your airplane was, right? But who, at the end of the day, those are pennies. If you're investing $2,000 and you're making $10,000, right? And even if you don't make money that day, but you meet the people, and then going forward, you follow up with them, and then you make a sale a month or 2 months. But you're also making connections. You're meeting people like you. You're meeting the team leaders that you bring in, and so it's just a process of growing. So I really love everything you're doing. Can you tell us about some of the events that you're holding in the near future and how people can find them?
Well, first go to Ask Loral, ASKLORAL, askloral.com, and you will get a copy of my free book. You're also going to get a copy of the software that I and a lot of our students are using that takes us out of the market. Like, almost everyone, except for one person I know, got really aggressive. I don't know how they lost a little more, but most of us lost 2.8, 3.2%. So it's an algorithmic software that takes you out of the market. It's free. There's an app there. It's on askloral.com. Go get it. And if you're in the market, just put your money through the software, and it will take care of you, protect you. The guy who designed it used to run the Deutsche Bank at $600 billion. He's a genius. So he is my go-to guy when it comes to any of investing stuff, because I'm not a financial planner. I'm just a really smart strategist. So I do the strategy, and then I send you off to, the financial teams to do the analysis to say, and then we come back to you. We don't make any decisions for you. You're going to make all your own decisions. I want to teach you to fish so you feel confident in your family decisions. So askloral.com, you get a bunch of free gifts. And then I have a Millionaires in Training Facebook group that we started during all of this, because a lot of you need to be millionaires in training. And I've recorded in sequence, meaning what do you do day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I went live, and I don't know if you know this, Ron, I went live for 28 days to record exactly what to do, how to walk through this crisis. And it's called Millionaires in Training. And I'm still giving that away for free. Sometime in the future, I might charge for it. But right now, people need it. You need it. Your kids need it. Your family needs it. And the whole strategy right now, if I had to sum it up in 3 things, is really get lean. Get as lean as you can. I don't care if you can afford it. Like, I got really high net worth people that say, why would I get that lean? I said, why not? You're preserving cash, right? And then right now, let's go create and pivot. Let's get our hands on as much as you can, right? Whether that's through loans, whether that's through, other people's money, other people's credit, whether that's your own extension, get money positioned, and then let's go start looking for opportunities. I'm not going to do deals with you, so don't even think that I'm going to be a shark with you. I got my own deals I'm doing. But I want to teach you to see what I see in the streets. And the only way I learned it is by great mentors. I said, for a long time, I was doing fix and flips, and I'm thinking, well, why can't you do the same thing with business? People are. And then I learned how to look for businesses that are falling down and then pick them back up. And then I get in and out, and sometimes I stay. But you can do this too. Like, I didn't have any of this education. And the only way that I know how to teach you is to talk about it, right? You can read all my books. You're welcome to go get all those. And I have a Millionaire Maker game. You can see that on the shelf behind me. But at the end of the day, you want to think about, what I want you to do is read the book, and then I want you to ask questions. You go to Ask Loral and say, Laura, when you said in chapter 4, do this, this, and this, what did you mean? And then we're going to jump on phone calls. And I'm on calls almost every day. There's the event I'm doing right now it's called Virtual Meetup and Marketplace, which you do make money. That's the whole premise, is to teach you to make money, and then to start posturing your money so you can get ready for opportunities, whatever they are for you. Some of you are going to do real estate. Some of you might just do a private note. Some of you might go buy some of this cannabis businesses that are falling down everywhere. CBD and hemp farms are falling down everywhere. And if you're listening to me say, well, where are they? It's usually because your head's in Netflix or Hulu or something else, and it's not out here having conversations with people. Like, I have a client right now that just said, there's a huge car dealership out of Dallas, Texas, and it was originally a couple weeks ago, I don't know, $1 million, 1.1. It's under 500,000 today. And I said, just wait a little longer, and then it'll fall down. So I just want to be that strategist, that extra brain that's with you, sort of like your nutritionist or your gym, teacher is telling you what to do. We want to be that place where if you have to have a conversation about money or issues and how you're going to do things. I mean, and I'm a single mom. So if you have mom questions and kid questions and all of those kind of questions, you got to bring questions. Like, I have a college level student, sophomore, who won't finish his year there. 7th grade daughter not finishing. They're going to be now going into 8th grade and into a junior year. He's an NCAA football scholarship student at a very extreme school. How do you go to the gym? I mean, there are so many issues that are going to affect you. But if money is still your underlying stress, I don't know how you are going to live through this. And I would hate for you to be those families that on the other side say, damn, I wish I would have got involved. Because we're well into this, folks. We're well into we're week 6. I mean, we're to some states going to start walking out of this. And some of you haven't even got the basics covered. So askloral.com. My next event that's going to be online. We're not going back offline until I'm actually, Ron, I don't know how you're doing your offline, but I told my folks, I said, until you tell me you're ready to come back out, I'm not going to schedule an event. I said, I'm looking at like July in either Reno or Vegas in Nevada. We will be doing our shows because I live here in Lake Tahoe area. So right now we're going online. So May 13, 14, 15, it's only $97. And you can go to like the Millionaire Maker store and go get the, actually, right if you go to millionairemakerstore.com, it's right there, $97, and you will make money. Like, literally, I mean, people keep reporting in. We did it last Wednesday night. It's 48 hours. It's Wednesday night at 5 to Friday night at 5, and in that period of time, and then I give you some, continued activities to do. Like, I have a chiropractor in Canada. She's made over $4,000. I have another woman who does a lot of social media. Last I checked with her, she's made $3,800. This is like new money since last week. Like, really fast. Like you said, Ron, I took that offline event and I brought it online, and we were hugely successful helping people learn to make money. And that's really what I want to do most for people, is help them learn to make money. Because from there, then you can have the rest of the conversations. But right now, you got to learn to make some cash, and new cash. And I don't care if you're a high net worth person, you need to make some money. Everyone does right now.
I hear you. And once people have that money, it's going to give them a much greater sense of security to both mentally and emotionally feel comfortable, but then also to go forward. Could you give us 3 tips on what people can do now to either achieve greater success, make money, save money, whatever it is? Just 3 things that people can do now. And it's not just because of COVID, because this is temporary. We're going to get past this, but just period. What can they do, including maybe if it is when this type of situation comes up, but this is almost catastrophic. I mean, who could have predicted this, right? The entire world. I mean, this is like a blank slate, but some people can literally see that, like the board behind me. I can erase that and it will be blank, or I can have, written stuff on there where we're planning stuff. So it's a matter of mindset. So can you give us 3 tips for people, and also make sure, please, you give us your contact information?
Absolutely. So number 1, get really lean. Get really lean. And if you have a challenge doing that, because a lot of times you are very objective about what you will and won't cut, I'll help you. I'm a cash flow queen. I know how to cut in the right areas. One thing I would tell a lot of business owners is watch very carefully before you cut your capital and lay them off. You're going to need that team. And I've seen too many teams, so many people cut their people first because it's a bigger expense. Really, in most cases, a bad idea. So get lean and let's manage cash flow, number 1. Number 2, let's create more cash. Let's get really creative. Like, I love, this is probably my favorite conversation, is helping you get really creative about how to make money. And in that, you have to ask for it. You can't just put up a website and put up a PayPal account and say, all right, people, come on over, go shopping. No, you've got to there's a technology that I'm going to teach you. May 13, 14, 15, please come. And we're going to show you exactly how to make money and how to nail those sales in a variety of technical platforms too. So those of you that are older, you'll have different platforms. Those of you who are younger, some of you are used to texting and DM, some of you are Instagram, any of those platforms, all platforms, including TikTok. Somebody made money on TikTok. I'm telling you. So, right. So get lean, really get creative about your money, and then let's position it for protection. So there's 3 ways to do that, right? So qualified plans, using the software app is one of our biggest protection tools right now. So the market is a hot little place to invest if you're in, but you really got to pay attention. And if you're not paying attention, let an algorithmic software do it. And put your head up and let me help mentor you. There's so many cool things for sale right now. If you women want to go shopping, it's never been a better time.
I love it.
Assets. Shopping for assets. That's mine. We're not shopping for stuff.
It's so great. So great. This has been such a great interview. Can you please give everybody your contact information again? How can people contact you? And what I'm going to do is, whether it's on Facebook, but this is going to be reposted all over the place in the description. So people, please look in the descriptions below. You're going to see all the links, contact information, access to the free book, a link to the events that Loral puts on now and in the future, because it will be a link to the events page, and all the pages, all the events will be updated going forward. So you'll be able to access them, so if now doesn't work for you, somewhere in the future it will. I highly recommend Loral. And so please, can you just...
Yep. Again, so Integrated Wealth Systems is our primary site. Ask Loral is right now for this COVID and immediate financial help. So askloral.com, it's on the bottom of your screen. It's ASKLORAL. You can also just call into our office and ask for a free, a consultation. Just say, I want to see if this is right for me. And our phone number is 775-588-9200, 775-588-9200. We'll get back to you right away, schedule a confidential conversation, and see how we can help you and how we can help strategize you. The Millionaires in Training is a Facebook group. So when you go there, you'll see my cute little picture. I have a red jacket on picture. And join our Millionaires in Training. I'm doing live broadcast. I'm doing one coming up on how to use private capital. Because a lot of people want to know, well, what if I did get that $20,000? What are some ideas? What could I do with it? And I'm going to go live into very specific financial, some education and specific, things you could do, strategies you could do, but that'll all be in my Millionaires in Training Facebook group.
I love it. And it's so valuable because we are inundated with so much negativity. And we've talked many times. And you're actually, I've worked with you both as a client and as somebody. You've been my client, I've been your client. But, so we've had some really great conversations. And, when you go back to how all this was planned, I mean, none of this is, you go back to Jackal Island, and when you really start to think about how this is all set up, once you understand how things work, right?
I got to talk about it, Ron.
Yeah.
All right. You brought it in, so I got to take, let us with
it. Please educate us.
All right. So 1933, right? When Jekyll Island was formed, and what drives me crazy about really uneducated people is, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. There is no conspiracy theory. The system was built this way, right? It was built by seven specific families that went to Jekyll Island and created what we now know, right? Before that, the Federal Reserve had already happened. What came out of that was then the industrial age, an education system where we're going to control the education, and you're going to become people of occupation, and you're going to come work for wealthy families because wealthy people can own companies and not wealthy and not smart people can't, which is bullshit. Anybody can own a company. So, but everybody bought it hook, line, and sinker. And still today, we're in 2020, and a lot of you have the education. I'm going to have a job. I'm going to have 401k of some employee that makes 50 grand is going to manage it, and then I'm going to stay out of debt and hope to God this thing's going to work out. So wake up, people. Right. And there is a complete financial infrastructure. How is just a virus in the world the only thing that is causing the world to shut down? There's a political and a financial infrastructure that is at play right now. And I could go into, and again, with my Facebook group, my Millionaires in Training, come join me over there because we're going into depth. I'm actually pulling out the Jekyll Island book because we're rewriting Jekyll Island right now. Right now, the greatest time in the history of our life. If you ever wanted to be alive and watch political and financial history in the making, it's today. And you can sit back on Netflix and wonder about the conspiracy theory. It's not, right? You wonder how all this money is being formed. You want to know about the political infrastructure. Oh my God, wake up, people. And if you want to get disgusted, there's a few people that triggered some of this event. And it wasn't just about oil, guns, and arms. It's when they all got exposed for their sex trafficking. That was a huge trigger to change it. And I don't care what political party you're in, you better pay attention to what that's about, because that's inexcusable as an excuse for money.
Yeah, it really is. And there is a ton of that going on. And there has been, in the last 3 months, I can't even right now, as I'm talking to you, I have multiple screens. I have my stock market stuff over here, my chat room over here. So I'm constantly involved in following this stuff.
But it's not a conspiracy, Ron. It's the truth of how the banking central world banks have always worked, and how
100% true.
Right. It's like, so stop acting like little sheep behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Wake up and say, do I want to be part of this? It's up to you. Stay broke or get rich, because the divide is getting bigger on this run.
And it's your choice. I mean, you can literally take a couple of $1,000, invest it in the market. It'll take you a while buying puts and calls, understanding them, and, selling puts, buying calls, whatever the case may be. But when you talked a second ago about the pedophile rings and stuff, there was literally in like a 2-3 month period, there was literally, 40 CEOs of major corporations just out of the blue resigning.
Mm-hmm.
People were saying, well, they've made so much money, they can't sell all their shares until they resign. But no, there was a whole nother backdrop. And this was all after Epstein and all this other stuff. So you're not part of it. But once you understand it, you can sit back and say, well, okay, how can I benefit from it? How can I benefit from it? And if I can, how? But before you can do that, you have to have your mind open, and then you must get that information. And going to one of your events, hiring your team, getting a step-by-step way to get educated. First, you got to have if you don't have an open mind, just save your money. You know what I mean? Go buy Netflix for a night, $20 a month, get the HD version and kick back, right? You know what I mean? But, if you're trying to grow yourself, and protect your family and the ones you love, you've got to step up and step out. You know what I mean? Pay up, show up to blow up, right?
Yeah. So a lot going on. It's cool stuff. And I've got some really extraordinary guests coming on. So I can't announce them all yet because I've got to secure their dates. But stay in Millionaires in Training. I'm bringing in some world-class interviews that a lot of you are going to be like, oh my. In fact, already some of my team that knows, they're like, how'd you get that interview? I said, stay tuned, because we're going to be talking more about it. And the thing isn't about this big conspiracy. And I love the way that you're explaining it, Ron. And I appreciate you saying, just understand it and be open. Because it's not, you're not going to get involved in well, I mean, you could, but you got to look at it and just say, it's what it is. Now, how do I take care of my family? Like, bring this back to you and your family and what you want for your goals. Like Sharon Lecter, and I said it yesterday, design the next few months. I mean, you probably got 100 days home with your kids and your family before they go back to school, like in August or whenever they're going to go back, September. Like, what do you want this time to be now? Understanding the financial implications that are going on, because it is going on. Yeah. And how do you want to react? How do you want to behave? Who do you want to be? You can recreate all of it. Like, look at us, Ron. We're normally running around doing events and I don't know that I've been home or will be home for this period of time. I don't even know, probably my entire career, but I don't know that I'm going back out. And if I go back out, it's home. I mean, right here, people are coming to me. I live in beautiful Lake Tahoe. You come to Reno, we might go to Vegas, but I think I'm going to stay in this little state of Nevada for a while, enjoying just that time.
Yeah, the world's definitely changed. And, when we go back to being open and stuff, even then, so much has changed. Like, if you're buying commercial real estate, you're going to have issues because, the business owners and the entrepreneurs, and they now realize that they can do just as much, if not more, and be more productive by working from home. So why drive into Boston or whatever city it is, get stuck in traffic, pay those crazy prices to be in a sky-rise building downtown, wherever city it is. So everything is changing. And I like how you said about the how you as an individual are going to start to hold your events and people can come there. Why not? You know what I mean? Pick 2 or 3 cities and there, Reno. Yeah. And
Reno.
Yeah, and then also maybe have a live stream version for people who travel, and then on top of that, you can have a version where people can get the recording. You know what I mean? Yeah. But so there's like 3 different levels. But I'm telling you, you really want to go, if possible, in person, because the networking. You'll make you buy the video for $97, $197, $500. The information you're going to make will be tremendous, right? You're going to make money, you're going to save money, but when you go there, you're going to pay a little more, but you're going to meet people. You're going to talk to other business owners and entrepreneurs. You're going to build relationships. I always tell my clients, ROI is very, very important, but it pales in comparison to ROR. That return on relationships is vastly important. So I strongly encourage people to show up to your event in person if possible. If they can't, then absolutely get the information, learn, grow, serve.
And remember, so we have a little bit, so as far as your ROR, right, relationship, the way that we're doing our events. So in May, we're having one. We are going to have another one in June. And then our goal is to, come back live in July, as long as people will travel. If not, we'll stay online and continue to do this event. I mean, I made up this marketplace technology in probably 2008 and 2009. And Ron, you've been there, where I can guarantee if I had you in person, you will make money. It's a very specific and actually simple. Anyone can do it. Kids can even do it. And I invite your kids, because that's our charity, is you come a client as a parent. Let me have access to your kids because I want to teach them financial literacy. By the way, inside my Millionaire Maker store, I have a brand new book coming out July 4th with a retired lieutenant colonel of the Air Force. And it's on how to create millionaire kids, how to get financial literacy in your home. And we're going to continue to be broadcasting that as a financial literacy course, because it is really important we train our kids. But inside the May 13th, 14th, 15th, and again in June, not only will you make money, as long as you do everything we say, everyone that did everything we said made money. 100% online made money through different platforms. You're also going to meet those people. So we give you what we call T-sheets, which are team sheets. So we teach you to network and get names, phone numbers, and emails online. And how do you do that strategy? So it's both. You're going to get a team when you leave. We had 140 consistent people for 48 hours. Now, obviously, we let you go sleep and eat, but we have very specific 10 hours of content and then activities that you'd go into breakout rooms. And you'd have a coach, you'd have an instructor, and you have a strategist. And there's a very clear system on how you go to a main room and then you go to breakout rooms and you come back for what you need. And then there's a way to tally your money and audit your money. So we know what we're doing. We've been doing this for well over a decade. So come join us, $97 online while we're doing it. So go to askloral.com. As far as the actual link to the ticket, though, the ticket is on the millionairemakerstore.com.
All right, excellent. And Loral, I want to thank you very, very much. This has been an amazing interview. And any closing words, or you're all set?
I'm good. I just want to see people. I want to help change your life and help get more cash in your pocket.
I love it. And I know personally from experience going there, I made 17K plus other people in the room. And it was almost like people would ask you, people would get up on the stage and they would say, how much have you made? Who hasn't made money? Who hasn't made over 1,000? Who hasn't made over 5,000, right? And then they will call you up on the stage and they will say, hey, this person does this. Who needs it? So no matter what, I mean, they go out of their way to make sure you make money in that room, and that covers all your expenses. But it also, you're building relationships with people. You're getting in the room with other business owners and entrepreneurs who are committed to their success. So I highly recommend you go to these events, and if you can't, certainly buy the live stream. But Loral, please send me all those links. I'll add them to the description over the next couple of days. Send you copies and also promote them all out.
Awesome. I appreciate you, Ron, and look forward to working with all of you listening.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. And that was Loral Langemeier, affectionately known as the Millionaire Maker, on the Success Secrets Revealed live stream show. My name is Ronald Couming. My company's name is RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs, much like you, attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients using various internet marketing techniques and methods. So if you're looking to make money, to grow your business, to scale your business, to serve other people, at the end of the day, if they can't find you, they can't hire you, right? You can have the best service, the best products, the best everything. But if you're not in front of your ideal customers and clients, they can't find you. And that's what we specialize in. And we don't charge you until after you get the results that we agreed upon. I hope you have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.